The release of carbon monoxide into the atmosphere depletes the ozone layer. And for long, there have been global discussions on how to devise solutions to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. With this in mind, world leaders gather in Glasgow, Scotland for COP26 to discuss possible solutions to the problems we are facing. The aim is also to engage the biggest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, in his opening statement said, "Our actions are causing the world so much damage and we are not taking action." He called on every key player to take this gathering seriously and put solutions on the table.
I was there with many of you in Copenhagen 11 years ago when we acknowledged we had a problem. I was there in Paris 6 years ago when we agreed to net zero and to try to restrain the rise in the temperature of the planet to 1.5 degrees. And all those promises will be nothing but blah, 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 to coin a phrase. And the anger and the impatience of the world will be uncontainable unless we make this COP26 in Glasgow the moment when we get real about climate change.
According to the UK Prime Minister, it requires a collective effort to mitigate the challenge of greenhouse gases we are facing as a world. Among the delegates is the former President of the United States, Barack Obama, who also addressed the gathering. According to him, when it comes to climate change, time is running out and actions are needed now.
Business leaders, let's face it, are typically rewarded for boosting short-term profits, not addressing major social issues. Getting people to work together on a global scale takes time. And right now, that's time we don't have. So if we're honest with ourselves, yes, this is going to be really hard. The thing we have going for us is that humanity has done hard things before.
More than 700 cities in more than 50 countries have pledged to cut down their emission in half at the end of the decade and reach zero emissions by 2050. Now the question many are asking is if they will fulfill their pledge to cut down their emissions by the stipulated date. Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, highlighted the challenges of climate finance and called on everybody to be more committed to mitigate the effects of climate change. According to her, it will be unfair to leave Scotland without the resolve and the ambition which are sorely needed to save our planet.
I have been saying to Barbadians for many years that many hands make light work. Today, we need the correct mix of voices, ambition, and action. Do some leaders in this world believe that they can survive and thrive on their own? Have they not learned from the pandemic? Can there be peace and prosperity if 1/3 of the world literally prospers and the other 2/3 of the world live under siege and face calamitous threats to our well-being?
For us to fight the problems that comes with climate change, we have to be more committed to the agreements and pledges made at this and other similar events. Otherwise, we will continue facing serious problems of greenhouse gases. The solution is to resort to renewable energy year in, year out. Ibrahim Obalde, QTV News.